Two quiet, powerful novels. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Today, I'm talking about two powerful novels. Two novels that have mastered the art of subtlety. Two novels that you learn and grow with the main character and their family. I'm talking about Stoner by John Williams and A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith. Let's talk about it. So first, when did I read Stoner? Earlier this year. I read Stoner by John Williams and I loved it. I really did. And then recently I read A Tree Grows in Brooklyn and I couldn't help but think about like how much it made me think about Stoner. This book was written first. This book came out before this book, but I read this book first. And I was just like, dang, for the reasons that I liked Stoner, I also like A Tree Grows in Brooklyn for like very similar reasons. So I wanted to do this video to talk about some of the differences and similarities between these two. I feel like if you like one of these, you'd probably like the other because they are similar in a lot of ways, but they are different. They're not copy and paste of the same type of book. They just have the same feel in a lot of ways. So let's just jump into it. So let's start with Stoner. This book is actually set in the 1900s, the same time period as A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, and it feels that way. Okay? Stoner is a farm boy who is very dissatisfied with his life as a farmer. He goes off to school. His parents sent him off to school, and he is supposed to be doing something to bring back and help elevate his family farm. He falls in love with literature, starts a career at the university, and then you follow his life throughout the university, his ordinary life that has its, highlights and highs and lows, but overall, it's a pretty ordinary life, okay? So yeah, he has a troubled marriage. He starts to be unfulfilled in his career. And then he has like an emotional strain or an emotional distance between him and his child. Then you have A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith. The main character is Francie, which is a little girl. This is also set in the time leading up to World War One. And it talks about her and her family. They're poor. She's from an immigrant family. It talks about what her place is in life and how she kind of figures life out. Both of these talk about the role of education in the life of a male protagonist and a woman protagonist. Actually a little girl at this time. It talks about how they both prioritize that. They both have like familial things that they're dealing with their parents. They both have, they're trying to set out on a new path than their parents did. They want to walk in a different set of shoes than their parents did. However, in both of these, there's like a full circle moment. Where he prioritized education, it kind of led to almost an academic isolation. Where Francie prioritized education, it led to what her and her family seemed as like a sort of freedom at the time. Both books are coming of age stories, but Stoner, it did seem a tad bit more slow paced than this novel did, probably because of the age of this protagonist as opposed to like seeing it from the eyes of a little girl. Yeah, because this one had so much more curiosity because we're dealing with, again, a younger protagonist. Stoner his life's quiet, like they both highlight this extreme beauty and pain and a series of unfortunate events for an ordinary life in America during this early 1900s. During this time where so much is uncertain and we're leading up into a war. And they're just trying to find their way. They're trying to find their place in their family. They're trying to make sense of, in Stoner's case, his wife, his kid, his parents. In Francie's case, her mama, her daddy, aunt, brother, the school system. These are both super slow paced. If you like that, I happen to really enjoy these two. They're slow and they really, again, highlight just like real life. And this one was originally written as a memoir of Betty Smith, but her editor said, make this a fictionalized account. Okay, so it was a memoir, and then Stoner reads like a memoir. Like it's a fictional book, but it reads like Stoner, William Stoner of the book, is also a memoir. And so you kind of get that almost fictionalized memoir type style writing where it's super introspective, but it's subtle. It's not this overt, it's not this overt, like, in your face, this is the lesson to be learned here, this is what you need to take away here. It is very much trusting the reader to be able to pick up on the little nuggets dropped throughout the book and be able to literally sit and enjoy and pace yourself while you read these. And they were both a joy to read. I literally enjoyed them both. Packed of just how you can find extraordinary stuff in ordinary life. Like how your life matters as somebody who doesn't have this, like, TV show type life, and it's still value in it. There's still something to be learned from it. These two, I'm gonna always recommend these. I'm always recommending these. Yeah, it's like they're coming of age stories. They both deal a lot with grief and loss and coming to terms with who your parents are. And again, like I said earlier, education is like some kind of saving grace. Again, while it did save Stoner, it did lead to kind of a academic isolation, like I mentioned earlier. But both main characters saw the benefit and the pathway that education could take them. Like, it saw the doors and opportunities it can open. They both had things that they wanted to do that was outside of the way that they was raised and brought up, outside of what their parents had done before them, and just to pave their own way, and I just, like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, it's something about subtlety. It's something to be said for an author that can write a book and just, like, it was just such a joy to read. Both of these books were so, so good. The protagonists were night and day, but the central themes, like the pacing of the book, what you kind of got out of the book, they were very much on par for me. That's it, y'all. It was just going to be a quick... I just wanted to get on here before I put these back on my shelf because they've been sitting on my desk. I just wanted to say, I feel like if you enjoy one of these, you pretty much enjoy the other one. And I'm going to always recommend these. If you read either one of these, in the comments, let me know, y'all, because I want to know if you read both of these. Tell me, did you like both of them? Did you pick up kind of on both of the things that I'm saying too, where you did kind of get like the same feel, the same sense? Let me know. Let me know what you think. That's it. Real quick, I'm out. I'm gonna see y'all on the next one.